I'm just not willing to live with that feeling. And I don't want you to be willing to live with that feeling either. Nor do I want you to live with a feeling of ignoring your debt, ignoring your stress, because we all know that doesn't work. It's still there. It's still there. The worry's still there. That's when you have to dig in even deeper and just like remember why you're doing this. It's to have different feelings around money. It's about being able to have the flexibility that you want in your life. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my third week in December budget tracking video. And this week was hard, or this past week was hard. And I'd like to talk about why, and I'd like to be transparent about how stressful money and finances can be, because it's a cause of stress for so many people, and I don't want people to feel like they're alone in it. There are people with much more financial stress than me and people with much less, but I think there's something shared because we're all just trying to figure out how to manage this resource, right? And most of us haven't been taught how to manage this resource, or we've been taught, but we haven't done well at implementing the lessons that we've learned. So it's just going to be a simple breakdown of my past week from December 14th to the 20th, but I do want to share about just, the feelings that come up around money, because that's a huge part of finances in general, is the feelings that come up, especially when you are struggling or in debt. Those feelings tend to be negative. This week I spent $1,506.02 and I made $692.72. Yep, $364 in the red this week. Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. Let me just go through the week's expenses, because some of them were things that I can budget and some were unexpected or just outlier expenses that I hope, to be able to handle better in the future. So spent $42.58 on gas, $45 at the Goodwill, mostly for things that I hope to resell for profit, $90 on therapy. I bought Procreate for about $11. Groceries were about $75 this week. I got about $55 worth of Christmas presents, spent about $10 at USPS. And those were sort of my, budgetable expenses, I would say. Then I got my winter tires put on, which was $45, right? And I can budget that in terms of a twice a year expense. My dog got her shots and her tests, right, Meta? Right? And unfortunately, she tested positive for Lyme's disease, so we have her on medication. That was $146. And the big cost this month was my credit card bill, which isn't something, I forget if I talked about it, but it was $665 this month. That is not going to happen again. And I can explain why if it's interesting to anybody. Basically, I got my wood stove installed last month and I had a cash flow problem, so I knew that I was going to have income this month to cover last month's credit card bill when I wasn't sure if my checking account was going to cover it. Which is just an example of that's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling to go into debt, which is what a credit card is. Go into debt to cover your cash flow, knowing, but nothing is guaranteed. So hoping that the next month's income is going to allow you to pay that credit card bill off. That is not the way that I want to live, and it really didn't feel good. It really didn't feel good. So that's something I'm going to avoid in the future. I've also been struggling I've also been struggling with my 2020 taxes. I need to amend my 2020 taxes because the state thinks I owe them money, and I made a mistake on my 2020 tax return, which means that they think I owe them money. But I need to fix that mistake, in which case they will owe me money. But the process of amending my tax return on my own has been immensely stressful, and I've spent so many hours trying to figure out what my mistake was and trying to figure out how to fix it. And it has just resulted in so many tears and so much stress and financial worry, right? Because right now, $500 for me is a lot of money, and that's what I owe them at the moment. And I just want to be transparent with you guys and share that, like, it's incredibly frustrating to spend a whole day on the phone, on the computer, printing out paperwork, trying to fill it out. It eats up your day, and then you go to work. And on days like that, it feels like your entire world revolves around other people's money and what you owe them. And that is kind of just the boiled down essence of the feeling of being in debt. You are indebted to others for this resource, money, and it can feel safe, and it can feel like it gives you opportunities, but it also is a risk, and it can make you feel stressed out and anxious. And this is why I want to kick my student debt and car loan debt out, get them out of my life, because I just can't live with that feeling. Like, I'm just not willing to live with that feeling. And I don't want you to be willing to live with that feeling either. Nor do I want you to live with a feeling of ignoring your debt, ignoring your stress, because we all know that doesn't work. It's still there. It's still there. The worry's still there. That's all I hope to do, is to be transparent with my feelings around it, including the positive feelings and the negative feelings, and the ways I'm going to go about fixing it in my life. So, what I'm doing in December, like I said 4 million times, is I'm tracking every dollar that goes out of my bank account and every dollar that goes in. And I need to adjust that going forward, meaning increase my income, then that's what I need to do. But by tracking every penny, I can then plan ahead. And that can give me the stability and the peace of mind that I need, and that I think so many people need. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm surprised I didn't cry, but maybe I just got all my tears out yesterday. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to follow my financial journey, my journey towards being debt-free and who knows where in the future. And I just appreciate you watching. Something else that I want to be clear about is that these are the moments where we can just say, you know what, I can't deal with this, it's too stressful, or I can't deal with it right now, maybe I'll be debt-free in 2 years, maybe I'll be debt-free in 5 years. Like, these feelings are too hard, I don't want to deal with them, or I don't know how to. And that's also why I'm making these videos. Like, I'm sick of doing that, I'm sick of saying, like, okay, maybe it's not worth not having dinner with my friends. It's okay I'll be fine with being in debt for a little longer. Like, no, I'm no longer okay with being in debt for a little longer. And so when I have those days like I did yesterday, where it feels like my entire day is revolving around other people's money and how they want to take it from me, and how I'm going to go to my job where I'm not even going to make back, that amount, like, that's when you have to dig in even deeper and just, like, remember why you're doing this. It's to have different feelings around money. It's about being able to have the flexibility that you want in your life. So anyway, just to share, you're gonna have crappy days. I guarantee it. And you probably already have around money. But please keep pushing through, okay? And I'm going to, and you can too. You can too.